Welcome back on the third day of the base division. I'm here with Roland, and we are ready to start with the last three rounds of the base division. Today is the main day of the event of this first part because we are going to know who will advance to Division 4. So, are you excited, Roland?
Yes, I am. It's been a long 2 days, past 2 days, and today, like you said, we're going to see who will actually qualify to the next division. So yeah, that's always exciting. Yeah, we of course are going to show you the standings at some point to see where everybody's heading and what the interesting matches will be in the next few rounds. Yeah, but maybe we should first talk a little bit about, or actually, we've got the standings right now. So
Yes.
there you go. In this morning, we are going to take a look at Pool A. We're going to see what is going to happen there. Fiji and Pakistan, those two are the two countries that will fight for the last spot four of this pool, and the top four teams will qualify for the next division. So that is what is at stake at the moment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have faith in your Pakistan? Do you remember our bet from the other day?
Yes, I remember. Well, I have for sure faith, but um, yeah, we will see. It depends on the last rounds. Actually, I don't know. Do you have the pairings? You know who they will play today? I...
I will shortly. Just one sec. So, yeah, I do know that Pakistan has a few tough matches up ahead, and I also believe that Pakistan has to play against Fiji,
Yeah.
and Pakistan also has to play against Brunei Darussalam. So that is two tough matches for Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have the number one and number two still having to face against each other. So that means Myanmar and Fiji. That will be the toughest matchup of the last, well, in this broadcast actually. So yeah, a lot of interesting matches still to
Mm-hmm.
follow.
And do you feel comfortable about Oman being there in his solid third place with 9 points?
Yeah, so just to remind everyone, we had a bet. I was thinking that Fiji, Brunei, and Myanmar will qualify, and Alessia had the same, but instead of Oman, she picked Pakistan. So that's our little bet there. I am very, very confident in Oman. Oman is actually also has the slightly easier matchups for the last rounds. So they only have to play, I believe, against Myanmar, while Pakistan still has to play against number two and number three in the standing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but anyways, as you guys can see, the games are already underway, and yeah, what shall we do? Shall we briefly remind everyone quickly what the Olympiad is all about?
Yes, that's a great idea, and then we will start with the games. So, as you can see, this is the first edition of the FIDE Online Olympiad. That is a huge event, more than 150 teams, to be precise, 163 teams are taking place, and over 1,500 players. And what is a nice feature of this event is that every team has two open boards, two women's boards, one junior male board, and one junior female board. So 6 boards, mostly 3 female board and 3 male board. And clearly, so many teams are not playing in one single open tournament, but teams are split into 5 divisions according to strengths, and inside every division they are further divided into pools. So where are we now? We are at the base division, pool A. As you can see here we have the schedule. We are July 27th, and we are going to see the round 7th, 8th, and 9th of the base division pool A, B, and C. And then we are going to know which team will advance to Division 4, because the first 4 teams per each pool will advance to Division 4. So today is the day we are going to know all these And I guess now we are ready to start with the commentary of round 7. And I guess, Roland, that we are going to take a look at Pakistan Fiji as they are two teams fighting to qualify to advance to Division 4.
Yes, absolutely. Fiji and Pakistan are two of the teams that are still able to qualify for the next division. As you could see in the standings, there Pakistan is now on fifth place and Fiji on second place. So those two, that match will be absolutely the one to follow.
Yes.
This competition, the other matches there seems to be a clear favorite, except maybe Macau versus Bhutan. That would be interesting maybe to follow as well. Although, as you can see in the standings, Bhutan and Macau are, yeah, more or less not
Yeah.
able anymore to qualify for the next division. So, yeah.
But they are playing for their fun, and to win one more match, one extra match is always fun. So, yeah. So let's start. Let's try to find the games of Fiji. Let's see. I know the flag of Fiji. It's one of the easiest. Now I learned. For example, I know this is Oman. I'm starting to learn the flags. This is good. Okay, I need to reload the games. We need more games. Yes, here we have. Yes, here we are. So this is the first board we have. I guess it's the first. Actually, not. Roland will tell us which board is this, but we have Salman Ali Khan against Manoj Kumar, and it was a London system for all the fan of the London system. I know that even if you're shy, you are there, and I know that you are a big fan of the London system. And here we have this position.
Such a popular opening nowadays to play the London. Basically, the reason why the London is so popular nowadays is that usually you can just play the first, 15 moves quite quickly on the board, and after that you're just gonna play a normal game, not too much excitement, so you can simply, you don't have to worry in the opening. That's why the London is so nice to play sometimes. Quite very solid. And yeah, I can confirm this is actually board 1 of the match. And the ratings are, that is something that we're going to have to deal with, everybody. The chess.com ratings that you see are actually the chess.com ratings and not the FIDE ratings. So the official FIDE ratings are 1968 for Mr. Kumar from the Fiji Islands, and Mr. Salman has 1687 rating from Pakistan. So big rating favorite is Mr. Kumar from the Fiji Islands.
Yeah, that's true. And what about this position? White has control of the square e5, e4 is pushed, f4 is pushed, and black just played b5. That seems like, an hanging pawn.
Yeah, it's hard to assess what's going on here. I think that both players have active opportunities. White can play f5 at some point, and queen takes b5 is an option, but after rook f or rook a b8, black will win back the b pawn of white.
Yeah, that's good. That's true.
Yeah, so I don't know which color would you prefer, Alessio?
It's very hard. I think really that this position are really hard to play because there is not a straight plan for one of the colors. Maybe black has an easier plan, no? b4, a5, b4, something in this direction.
Yeah, that could very well be a good plan. Yeah, the so-called minority attack.
Yes.
White's plan is a bit tough, but I like to move bishop h4 to maybe, if the knight on d2 is ever going to move, then at least white can try not to allow a knight on e4 afterwards. So bishop h4 is a nice move, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so it seems like this position. So which color would you pick?
It's hard. I mean, I don't want to get into a position like is, to be honest, with either color.
Yeah, me too. That's why it was hard.
It's
Um,
too positional for my taste. I usually like to just move forward, just have fun with tactics and such. But there
mm-hmm.
are no tactics in this position, so I don't know. I think I would pick black simply because of the color of the bishops. Black has the pawns mostly on the black squares, while black has the mostly the pawns on the white squares. So the dark
Yeah,
squared bishops has more freedom.
yeah. And actually,
So
now has been changed for the knight, that bishop.
yeah, I would still pick black. I like bishops, so I like that we
Yeah.
still have a bishop on the board.
And I like also the minority attack now seems to be very near to be a success. Because after c take b4, the pawn on d4 would be always a target. And yeah, now I'm not sure if after rook c, yeah, b take, I'm not sure if b takes c3 is the right moment. I don't know if white will pick up with the rook, because if we will take back with the pawn will be also always a target. The square c4 is a good place for the knight. So yeah, I guess the rook takes c3 is the best move here.
If you play rook takes c3, then the d4 pawn is going to be always a target. So I'm not 100% sure if I would take with the rook, but like you said, if you take with the pawn, then the pawn on c3 will be having a hard time for the upcoming move. So yeah, I'm liking black's position. Yeah, the chat doesn't always agree. Yeah, some players would rather have white here, and that is of course also possible. I'm not exactly sure what the evaluation is here.
Okay,
So
here it says 000, so basically no one is wrong, no one is right.
it's just a matter of taste.
Yes, it's a matter of taste. So yeah, that's good. So let's move maybe to board 2. Which board was that?
This was board 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
so probably we will move to board 2. And here we have a national master.
Let me check.
A national master against the candidate master. Tayone Youssef against Tayone.
Yeah. So this is board 2 of the match, and the Pakistan player Yusuf has a rating of 1779, while Sikivu from the Fiji Islands has 1865 rating. So yeah, 70, no, not 70, quick math, 86 rating difference in favor of the player from the Fiji Islands. So once again, yeah, on paper, the Fiji Islands player is the favorite.
And what about the position? I guess black is doing more or less fine. What about maybe there are problems.
There are some tactical problems. For example, if you play rook a7, then you have bishop takes b8 and knight c6, winning the exchange,
Yeah.
for example. And if you
What
play,
about knight bd7?
yeah, then we've got knight c6 ideas, which look very annoying, at least. And if the bishop moves, then b4 and knight e7 tricks. So yeah, I'm actually inclined to say that the bishop actually cannot go to c5, but has to move to the ugly square on d8. And that is, yeah, very, very awkward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is looking very, very good for the white player, although I don't really see a way to continue. But yeah, the pressure is real for black, so this should definitely be a good position for white.
Yeah, maybe just slowly putting the rook on the c5, maybe b4, c5. I guess black needs some tempo before, before having a good position with the harmony and not risking to get. I think also, don't know, what do you think? If slowly.
That's a good way of playing. Yeah, just trying to. The knight on c6 is so annoying for the black player that you can do almost anything here. So you can just start pushing it. b4, b5 is an idea, and yeah, maybe instead of bishop d8, rook e8 is an interesting move. In any case, I think that more or less the evaluation stays the same there. White has some pressure in the position, and black needs to untangle himself from the knight on c6.
So it's our time for my Pakistani friends.
Yes, let's go, Fiji Islands. Yeah.
Let's hope to have who, who. This should be the women boards. Yeah, I guess. Nur Rashid against Harti Sevak.
All right. Just
Yes.
1 second. I'm going to check. At the picture of Rashid, I almost feel like I see a beard there, so I'm a little bit confused. But yeah, indeed, this is
The beard, where?
this is indeed the first women's sport, so pictures can be deceiving, especially if they are so small. Yeah, but this is the women's sport. Let me check what the ratings are. So the
Sure.
rating for the Pakistan player Fatima Rashid Noor is actually 0. She does not have an official rating, while the player from the Fiji Islands, Arti Sawak, has a rating of 1412. So yeah, not much to say about that. Maybe Noor actually, her first rating could be over 1900 as well. So it's hard to say who's the favorite there.
Yeah, that's true. About this position, I have to say, White is a solid pawn up, and also has also a bit of pressure. I mean, the e6 pawn can be a target, f6 as well, but maybe d5 can be a move at one point. Maybe also even now, because the king is at the center, so for sure to open up the position might be a good idea. So here I feel quite optimistic for White. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Pawn up. Black's king is still in the center, like you said. It's going to be hard for Black to get a safe square for the king. White is also very solid. Maybe f4 is also an idea to try and open up the position. Actually, yeah, Black has no active possibilities. I think the move h3, also the attacking possibilities for Black are more or less nullified. So this is looking just extremely good for White. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's proceed with the second women board here. Here we are. And it's black to move, it's white to move would be amazing with black to move. But I think black will be a pawn up because the bishop on g5 is hanging. I guess at least if this knight has a way to come back to the game, should be a solid extra piece, and yeah,
Yeah.
which means a clear advantage. And I guess that the knight has a way to come back, because the only way at the moment to attack is rook a8 or b4. And yeah, after b4 I was curious to see what happens here.
Yeah, I guess the knight is falling actually after that. So just knight takes c4 and then claim it your 3 pawns up.
That's true. Also, 3 pawn up are not a bad deal in an endgame. But yeah, for sure would have been a bit harder. If black is able to save the knight, it will save also a bit of hard work in the endgame. So rook d8 is a good move, trying to trade a pair of rook, and actually white should not take. It's not at all a good recommendation, because would be guys mate into rook back and then mate.
Always be aware of tricks like that. I like queen takes b7, although yeah, I guess you would prefer the knight, but in any case, black is doing extremely well with 2 pawns, with 1 pawn more still and a knight on the board, which still has to be captured. So
I
yeah,
agree.
black is doing absolutely great. I'm actually checking also what their individual scores are. It seems that let me check.
Yes.
Looking at Ahmed. Okay. Yeah. So she has the Pakistan player has 2.5 out of 4 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh, actually, uh, sorry, scratch that. 2.5 out of 5 actually. So she is on a solid 50%. While
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, the Fiji Islands. Let me see where I can find her. Let me check. Jacqueline has 3 out of 3, but that also means that she got 2 games for free because she did not have to play those games. So
Ah,
at least she
okay.
has 1 out of 1 so far. So full 100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I guess I like how Black did here, what how we proceed, because Rook B8 was, I mean, still, I6 is hanging, and the knight has no way to come back. But I think that Rook B8 is a good way because is giving 2 pawns, but now the knight is a bit more free, and I guess maybe Rook C8 now might be good.
Yeah, looks like a normal move. Yeah, you want to get the knight into play as soon as possible. So
Mm-hmm.
c8
Also,
would be good.
also this move is good because now it's threatening to come back with the knight, taking the pawn on c4. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Black is doing really great here.
There are some problems though, because you want to get the c pawn somehow. That pawn is protected by the rook on c1. So it could be an asset at some point, but okay, after the move
I
knight.
think knight b5 and then rook c3. I mean, I think it's quite comfortable for Black here. Also because this rook on g1 is quite forced to stay there because at any moment rook b2 would threaten me there. So,
Exactly. Knight c4, also good enough, I think.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do think that black still has some work, but I totally agree. I mean, black is absolutely playing great.
Yeah, about for example, queen d5. I guess the only move is rook b4.
Yeah, just rook b4, and you're still fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's quite important because I guess other moves are probably losing the knight because
Yeah,
the knight is pinned, so you have to find this rook before
you could play knight a5 as well, but that's less.
knight f5. Yeah, yeah, because then maybe c6 and two pieces are suddenly hanging. Yeah, true, you can still protect, but the pawn is advancing, so
Yeah.
yeah, you have still to take a bit care in this position.
Oh, there you go, c6, and suddenly, yeah, that's what I meant. The c pawn is gonna be quite annoying for the black player. She needs to deal with that c pawn.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
it's
agree.
it's gonna be really hard to win this game. Actually,
Don't
you could
blunder.
lose this game as well if the pawn is going to promote. So black needs to be really, really careful in this phase.
Don't blunder. Don't blunder. Oh, we have a draw here. Why? Why a draw? A draw by agreement. This
What?
is not a good result by far. I mean, it's really time to fight. Time to fight. A great position for white. Maybe white didn't know exactly what to do, but it's really a great position. I think something like bishop c2, also knight back e4, going really with all the pawns could have been a great way to go on. So a bit,
Hmm. I'm
yeah.
really curious why she took the draw there. She's a pawn up. She has a safe king. Yeah, I don't understand that draw, but
When I was smaller, I was taking really a lot of draw um, much better position, mostly because I was not ready to lose. And if you're not ready to lose in chess, you're not ready to win as well, because
okay, okay.
you see fear everywhere. Everything might be that this pawn is making her scary. Everything could make you scary. So
Scary game indeed. Yeah, yeah. You need to be prepared to lose. Yeah, indeed. But yeah, in such a position. I don't know. You simply have good chances. So
Yes, I mean, I asked for a draw, for example, in a scholastic tournament when I was a rook and a bishop up. And my teacher was quite angry with me, but really quite angry with me. But I was really just very scared. I didn't want to lose. I had fear to lose. And when you have fear to lose, I say it again, I think you are not ready also to win. Because you have fear
yeah,
in every kind of position.
yeah. I guess I also actually had a similar experience, but that was I was playing a 1600 player at some point in a tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and I was playing very badly actually. I
Mm-hmm.
was it was a few years ago, and I was also a grandmaster back then. And I was playing against a 1600 player blitz game, and I was playing so badly that I actually had a rook and a piece down. And I was trying to make things complicated, but suddenly he offered a draw to me. And I was like, but you're a rook and a piece up.
Mm-hmm.
So, really? A
Mm-hmm.
draw? And okay, then I decided to play on and I won the game. So it was actually a justified draw offer like that. He was just scared of the power of the grandmaster, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Here is important to take back with the queen. Oh, sorry, with the rook. Yeah, with the king. Not with the rook because yeah, the pawn would promote. And yeah, but
Sure.
yeah. So you were on the right on the I would say on the not scary side of that
Yeah,
position
but
because
but my opponent absolutely was on the scary side.
yeah, I understand.
So I can understand. Yeah. So I was thinking the she did not have a rating yet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And while her opponent from the Fiji Islands actually had a rating, so maybe she was a little intimidated by that. That she
Yeah, this
wanted
might be.
to have a, and also, yeah, her opponent had 1 out of 1, so 100%. That's also intimidating.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe she saw 3 out of 3, so she saw 100%. She didn't see that they were two forfeit, and yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's not so easy to deal with the fear to lose,
Hmm.
and but I guess experience is very important. And when you start to understand that you can also lose a chess game and you're still alive, you can fight. I guess I'm a good example now. I never ask throw during a game. I always fight until the end. And if there is a fight, I go on. I think also on stream they see that I really also in worst position I still want to fight and try to sometimes I fight even also too much and I lose draw position because I want to over push always. But this is another step then.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like over pushing is also a deal for me. Yeah, sometimes I do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the game is going good for the Pakistan player. Yeah, so we're once again looking at board two of the women's game. Shall we take a look at board five and six, perhaps we can, if we can find them?
Yes, and here we
Yes.
have a victory by the Pakistan. It was a two queen victory, so I guess this is the junior male board. Momin won against Ruth Radi Prasad.
It seems like it. Let me confirm that. Yeah, this was the youth board, board five, that we take a look at, and it
Yes,
looks like a one-sided affair for the Pakistan player.
yeah. But here we have another result. And this is also victory for the Pakistan. And as you see, as I said yesterday, it was already such a case. Always be careful. If in the same line there is your king and your queen, take care that a rook of your opponent don't reach that same line. If not, you will lose your queen. And this is exactly the case.
It's a big upset because the player from the Fiji Islands was actually the clear rating favorite. So once again, everyone, don't take a look at the ratings that you see behind the names. Those are actually the chess.com ratings and not the official FIDE ratings. The player
Mm-hmm.
from Fiji Islands was actually the clear favorite with about 300 rating points more. So that's a big upset. Well done by the Pakistan player.
Yeah, so they are 2-0. I guess Pakistan is going to win this match, and I'm going to be very happy, probably because I have faith that this board, yes, the first female, the second female board, might win this end game as it looks really, really promising and good. Just activate the knight, try to maybe play g5 to bring the knight to f4, and I
No.
guess this position wins by itself.
Yeah, I think so too. Just try to push a little, take care of that there are no tactics in the position, and then
Yeah,
you should be able to win. A knight and a pawn is a lot of material. So,
yeah,
and there is also no time trouble yet for black, so I'm sure she is going to win.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, about the Pakistan team, the first two boards are actually scoring really well.
Huh.
So the first board that we just saw beating the 300 higher rated player of the Fiji Islands now has first board now has 4 out of 6 games, and I think actually that they are. Oh yeah, yeah. I was a little bit confused because they didn't have a game for the fifth round, the Pakistan team. But it's actually that they still have to catch a game with the Somalian team because Somalian yesterday had some connection problems. So two games that Somalia had to play yesterday are most likely going to be played today. We are going to get you updated on that.
Yeah,
Connection
and
problems is what we had to deal with the past few days for other teams as well. So
yeah, Ronald, let me ask you a question. Which are the two teams that will play against Somalia that didn't play yesterday against Somalia?
I will find that out. So
Sure.
Pakistan, it seems for sure, and the other
Fiji, maybe. I remember this.
Fiji, really.
I guess so, but I'm not sure. By the way, this position is completely lost, as we can imagine. Uh, should be made few moves.
Maybe.
I guess the only hope can be in Queen C6 stalemate.
Yeah. Let's hope
Yeah,
it
but this
doesn't.
is the way to give the mate. Queen G7 and then Queen C7 or Queen A7. Queen A7 is checkmate.
So this is probably board 6. Okay, missing mate in one there, but it should still be, of course, winning for white.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm checking the Somalian team. So yeah, confirmed. It's definitely Somalia against Pakistan. That should have happened in round 5, but because of rate of connection problems, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And going to check which other team? Okay, no, the Fiji Islands have actually gotten the 6-0 victory against Somalia.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
only the Pakistan versus Somalia game.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Now,
So,
actually, if we're going to take a look at the standings afterwards, that means that has to be in the back of your head. Pakistan still has one extra game to play against Somalia. Yeah, good news for you, indeed.
yeah, good news. It means that they are doing good. Also, I think that they are going to win this match.
It seems like
So,
it, yeah, against the direct competition with the Fiji Islands.
yeah, so it might be that actually we both win our bets because the Fiji might not qualify. Anyway, still 2 rounds to go and still everything is possible. But yeah, we are going to see. And in that case, the Fiji player will join the commentary and will do 50 push up each.
Yes, every Fiji player has to do 50 push-ups. Well, we'll have to check the standings. It seems like Fiji is in real danger indeed after losing this match, because indeed Pakistan still has one extra match to go. And well, okay, the first two teams are Myanmar and Brunei. Those two are the clear favorites to win. and it seems that they are making their uh, making their how do you say, their rating advantage over the other teams worth their while.
Yeah, they are doing strike after a strike, or striking after another strike.
Yeah, so actually we've got one big result already. Brunei Darussalam actually won 6-0 against Somalia,
Wow.
with 6 forfeited games from the Somalian players. So
So I guess that also Pakistan will get the 6-0 forfeit.
I am pretty sure that that's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, probably they have serious connection problem, and we are very sorry for that. We hope that yeah, the internet connection could be better in those countries, and that's yeah, internet is a privilege that we are quite used to have, but this shows also that it's not everywhere in the world like that, and yeah,
Mhm.
let's hope for the future that they can at least play and have the same
Yeah.
starting point in every competition online.
Well, it's nice that they tried at least, and now we know that also the country of Somalia has an interest in the chess sport in general. So yeah, I'm happy that they were on the list and they participated or tried to at least. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all right. So yeah, this match seems to be already decided. This game between Pakistan and Fiji Island seems to be good for Pakistan, and they already are leading with 2.5 points.
Yes, but
Let's
I want to see the checkmate. I want the checkmate, girl, my dear Ahmed.
No stalemate, no stalemate. You can see that sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
there
danger.
is one interesting match going on, and that's actually Oman
Okay.
versus the island of Guam. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is an interesting match. It's currently 1.5 versus 1.5, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who will win that match. Guam, with it seems their strongest lineup, so maybe they have some. Oh no, okay, it's not interesting anymore. I have it updated, and it seems that Oman already won that match with 3.5, 1.5, with only one game to go. So, yay, Oman won. Happy.
Can we give mate, please? Let's checkmate. Rook H1, go for it. I understand you want to give a mate with a pawn. You're an artist. That's nice.
You are an
Okay.
artist. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But you know the commentator wants to see the results.
Seems
Okay.
only one game to go, and this is the last board of the Oman versus Guam team, and the Oman player is looking very, very good.
Yeah.
I believe that the Oman player is doing very well here, but I might be wrong.
I guess you are right. So the only chance is the stalemate here, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there is enough time for White to be able to give checkmate here, and probably we are going to see it soon. I see already. Yeah, mate in 3, I guess. Yes, now just move the knight.
Maiden free, maiden two still 96, queen g7 mate.
Yes.
No,
Okay, he's trying to bring the king. I guess he knows. Now, time to move the knight.
I don't see a stalemate yet.
Yeah, I also don't see it. Well, now I see it.
King h8, knight f6. Don't play knight f6. Very good. Okay, yeah.
Very
So
good.
mate,
GG. GG.
one and
So,
a half.
yeah, we have a bit of. I guess this was the last game. So, now we are going to have a look at all the results. I guess that what we have. Yeah, we have a bit. We have already here quite a lot of results. Macau against Bhutan 5-0 from Macau. So also here is straight results. Oman, your dear Oman won against Guam. 3.5, 1.5. So also Oman is going good. Myanmar, as expected, won 6-0 against Laos. That, yeah,
Yes.
still, it's impressive.
the games were all played except for the last board. Laos couldn't make it with a sixth board, but yeah, Myanmar is still going strong with five straight wins on the first attempt. So well done. Yeah,
Yes.
they are going strong, not giving up the pace that they had in the previous round. So still on 100% score, country of Myanmar.
And I guess Pakistan also won, at least with 3.5, 2.5. But we are going to see the rating updated soon and also the scoreboard. So I guess we are going for a short break and then we will be back with the full results of round 7 and with the scoreboard.
Yep.
And we are back. This time is time for round 8. We are at base division pool A, and guys, it's really the last 2 rounds of this poll, so we are in few hours, less than 2 hours, we will know the 4 teams that will advance to division 4.
Yes, and yeah, okay, it was already a tough match to see. We had some countries that were looking strong, but not everyone is qualified yet. So some countries still have chances to qualify. So I would say, shall we take a quick look at the standings?
Yes, for
We
sure.
are updated, so
Here we have the standings updated, and why is Fiji with 10 points and not Pakistan? Might be a mistake, actually.
let me just check that last result. Yeah, it seems like Pakistan actually won against Fiji, so maybe the standings weren't updated.
Alright, so let's hope that they get updated. Don't do this to me. No, I mean, I guess Fiji, or maybe Fiji got the 2 points of yesterday.
Ah, that might be true. Yeah.
That might be true.
That might be true. That might be the update that we've got there. So
But then I'm confused. Why Pakistan still didn't get it?
yeah, as far as I can see, the results are saying that Pakistan won against Fiji with 3.5 versus 2.5. So yeah, they should have 2 extra more points.
No, I mean the extra. I guess that they were at 7 before the previous round. I'm not sure.
They were number 5 before the past round. So that is true.
Yeah, but there are also 2 extra points that they should get against Somalia.
Yeah, exactly. So
But they didn't get this.
yeah. So yeah, Fiji and both teams actually got 2 extra points in the standings then. So that is more or less what we missed in the beginning. So yeah, we were a bit confused, everybody, but I think we solved it. Yes. So that's what happened. Yeah. So the Somalian team actually has trouble producing 6 players for the matchups, and with that, the match against Pakistan was postponed. But it seems to be now that they just resigned, and Pakistan took the full 2 points of that match.
So Pakistan should be soon at 11, I guess.
Yeah, that is something that we have to check. I do believe that Pakistan needs to get 2 extra points, but we'll see indeed. Fiji was actually second place with 10 points before. So actually, I think that these pool standings are correct, but only Pakistan needs to get 2 extra more points. So.
All right. I will fight for my Pakistani friend. And by the way, I guess we are ready to show the round number 8. And yes, we have. And guess what? We have a direct match there. Actually, this round we have a lot of direct match because we have Myanmar against Fiji and Brunei against Pakistan. So I'm tempted here to. No, I don't know which one we should watch. Maybe we can keep an eye on both.
Let's see. No, actually. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got a packed round today with Myanmar, Fiji, and Brunei, Pakistan. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. I mean, which one would be the most exciting? I believe we should go for Brunei, Darussalam versus Pakistan. I believe that Myanmar is in full control, so
yeah, it seems to be at full control. As we can see from the standings, Myanmar has won all their game. So this shows a lot of control. They won also against Brunei. That is according to the rating and also to Roland's supervision. By far the number 2. Solid number 2 of this pool. So I guess that Myanmar is doing really, really great, and Fiji might have some hard time during this match. but also Brunei, Pakistan. I guess Brunei is the clear favorite here. But yeah, the Pakistan friends showed some character. They are ready to fight. They just won against Fiji, so I guess we could see some nice battle there. So
I think so too. Yeah, I mean this is actually the most interesting round so far. Brunei and Myanmar are. I do believe that they are the clear favorites to win the matches. That they are on rating. For example, Myanmar has two titled players on board one and two, and Brunei has a very solid lineup with only rated players on every board. So yeah, I think that those two teams are the clear favorites, and also in the standings they are number one and two. So they, yeah. But once again, Pakistan has something to fight for, of course. So the fourth spot or the third spot, yeah, they are still in the race for qualification. And Fiji, of course, as well, with their loss against the Pakistan team, it will be, yeah, at the utmost importance, a life and death situation for the Fiji Islands. They need to start winning some matches.
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
And we also got confirmation that Somalia has forfeited all the games. So, indeed, in the standings that we just saw, the round five match against Pakistan, there must be 2 points added to the standings for Pakistan. So, Pakistan is actually now not in fifth place, but I believe in fourth place, and Fiji is now in fifth place. So, they
Yes.
need to really win some games, Fiji. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And can you do you know which one will be the last round for Pakistan, Fiji, and Oman?
Yes, let me check that.
Because this is quite interesting. The game are going to start in about 3-4 minutes,
All right.
so we have some time to check still these details because we want to, we want to understand. We don't want to wait. We want to understand which team will advance to Division 4, and we want to try to know all the cards, to put all the cards on the table, try to study them, and try to understand.
So Pakistan is in good shape because they, after this game again, after this match against Brunei, they still have to play against last place, Bhutan. So Bhutan has not won a single match yet, so that is looking very well for Pakistan. While Fiji, still after this match against Myanmar, has to play against the other well-performing country, and that's Brunei. So Fiji in dire straits. They are a necessary win against the two top teams at the moment. So.
Actually, I'm really sorry, and I don't want to do this because I really want to visit Fiji Islands, and I don't want to get in the banned list of the country. So sorry, Fiji friends. If there will be a wild card, I will do everything possible to give this to you. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the bet is a bet, and that's it.
Yeah, we are just having some fun. We are, of course, impartial commentators, and
For
we would
sure.
love to visit every country that is here in the standings, of course. Yeah, never been to Bhutan. Okay, geography question once again, Alessia. Once again, where is Bhutan?
Oh my god. Oh. Is this between China and Himalaya?
Yes,
Yeah!
yes. Actually, after 3 tries, she gets it. Third time is a charm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very happy that finally we have this, and yeah, also you see, after 3 days we can build up knowledge of not just chess but also about countries. So Geography Master is giving us all this knowledge, not just about chess but also about geography.
Yes.
So I guess the game will start in really few. Maybe they're already even started, so let's check it shortly. No, they are not yet started, but they will be extremely soon. So, oops, sorry. Alright, so we are here following the game, but before seeing them, we can maybe have a short review about the format of this event. What is this event? and we have amazing cards that show that we are playing the online Olympiad, the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. It's one of the longest tournament in the last years. Here you can see the schedule of this event. As you can see, it started 2 days ago on 25th of July, and it will end on August 30th. So it's really a long way. We already want to give you appointment to next weekend, actually next Friday, because Roland and me will be going on with Division 4 for until August 2nd of August. So we will also discover together who will advance to Division 3. But now all our energy, all our focus is on base division, because the 12 teams that will advance to we want to discover who will be the 12 teams to advance to Division 4. As you can see here, this is the format. These are the stage. This is the stage 1, and these are all the divisions. And base division is there are 30 teams fighting in base division, split in 10 teams, and the first 4 places in each pool will advance to Division 4. So that's a bit the format. It's a bit complex, but I guess we are getting...
Actually, if you compare this to the other divisions, then this is the most easy division to to commentate on, because the next divisions will have more teams, more pools, so it will be a bit harder to see what's going on. So we have to enjoy our commentating job while we can, because it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I like really how this format is. You can see all countries have a chance to qualify for the top division, and it's really nice to see countries like Bhutan, Somalia show an interest in the game of chess. And so it really is a whole world game. The whole world is playing chess. Even countries like Togo, Eswatini in the Division 4s, you can see. All kinds of countries are participating.
Yeah, as you said, I wanted to show just the team of Division 4. And these are just part of the team, because these are already the teams seated in Division 4, but we have to add the 12 team that will qualify, will advance to Division 4. So in total there will be around 50 teams. Yeah, exactly, 50 teams. And they will be split in 5 pools, each team per pool, and just the 3 best team will advance to Division 3. So it's a bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the game just started. So let's see. I guess the match that we want here, we have the match against Myanmar against Fiji, and I'm very proud that this time I nearly don't need anymore to put the mouse, the cursor over the flag, because I recognize the flag by looking at it, and this is also something that we can really be proud of.
After 2 days of commentating, we now know what the flags are.
This
Fun
is
with flags as what's his name again? I'm trying to find what's his name. Do you watch The Big Bang Theory by any chance?
No, I don't watch it. Sorry.
There. I think it's what's the name of the what's his name? Anyways, there was a show on that show which is called Fun with Flags. That's the one that I was remembering. Sheldon Cooper, thank you, Maxime. So Sheldon Cooper and his girlfriend in that show made a show, Fun with Flags, and they are discussing all sorts of flags. And now we are also having fun with flags.
Yes.
So, that was the connection I wanted to make there.
Okay. Yes. So I guess that for this match, we are not just focusing on flag, but also on some matches. So for sure we will have a look at Brunei against Pakistan. And then also we will take a look at Myanmar against Fiji. These are teams that are really fighting to qualify, to advance. So we want to try to follow the games live. And here we are, I guess, with the first board, Roland.
Yeah, so let's see what's going on, and let me check if this is actually a
Sure.
board. It seems like it. Azahar versus Salman. Let me check if that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is indeed correct. This is board one, and once again, yeah, the ratings that you see next to the names are actually the chess.com ratings and not their official ratings. FIDE Master Azahari actually has a rating of 2059, while the Pakistan player Salman actually has a rating of 1687. So this is the Brunei player is clearly the rating favorite in this match.
Yes, but I think we saw so before. I think the Pakistan was not favored, but still he managed to win. I think was him playing in the London system. I guess at least.
Yeah, the Pakistan player won the game against the Fiji Islands, and yeah, there was also the clear underdog in that game, but still managed to win that game. So yeah, we might see another upset. Although Azahari is a FIDE master, which gives us some intel about how strong that player actually is.
Yeah, that's true. And what about this position? I guess it's a Marx structure, and I guess White is doing a bit better as always in these kind of structures.
Yeah.
Um,
We've seen the structure so often in the past few days.
yeah, that's true.
Like always slightly different. Now there are two minor pieces exchanged, and yeah, the one thing that stands out is once again the slight space advantage for White, and in this case also the d6 pawn, which could become a target at some point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, most of the time there is a bishop on e7 that is protecting the d6 pawn. Sometimes can also be that the bishop, especially in structure where the pawn is on e5, might be a bad bishop, but still it's very important to protect the weak target. So yeah, I guess this point is a bit weaker now that the bishop on e7 is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But still now there are queen and rook protecting it, so it seems to be still under control.
Yeah, once again, this is a question of how to push. As White, you have everything under control, but how to make progress. So yeah, the Black is of course hoping that White over pushes, not pushes at the right time, not pushes in the right way. And yeah, so I think that White should play something like f4 and maybe f5 at some point, or just double up the rooks on the d file. That also makes a lot of sense. Maybe even create a Alekhine gun. Have you ever heard about that?
Alekhine gun is when you put rook and queen, I guess.
Yeah, when you put
rook and the queen. No, the queen under, or no, I don't remember the position. I guess it's quite precise, no?
Well, it's what you said basically. You were already correct. Yeah, you put the rooks and the queen in the same file. So, for example, if you put a rook on d3, a rook on d2, and then the queen behind on d1, that is called the Alekhine gun. Yeah, it's something that I learned from Mr. Ginger GM, who of course has a very historical knowledge. And yeah, since then that is called the Alekhine gun.
I won't forget it. And I will say that I learned it from Roland.
Yeah.
And then somebody will say that learn it from me, and then the tradition will go on. That's the power of sharing.
Yep.
All right.
Sharing.
Mm?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, also. Okay, let's move to another board of this match. I guess we are already in the female board, as I see women FM, and we are okay. I'm curious about the opening. So okay, was a Pirk. Okay, with f4.
This is board one of the women.
Mm-hmm. But it changed quite fastly. Yeah, the liquidated some pawn. Yeah, suddenly there is this position.
Yeah.
But I think White is doing well because White has a solid space advantage. Also is doing good in development. Soon bishop e3, he will castle. Probably I would say short castle seems better, at least not risky, because long castle wise is risk, as though there is already a pawn on c5 and the king seems a bit alone there.
Yeah, this is an opening called the modern defense with a very quick. Well, actually, not true. It's actually the perch, the perk, the
Defense.
perch. That is a question of debate how you express it. I think correctly it is perch, but and an Austrian attack with d4, e4, and f4 for white, and I think that black played not the most main line, which is that after 7 d takes c5, black took back with d takes c5. That is usually not what you see there. I believe that c5 should have played one move earlier, actually, where there's an interesting trick involved. Yeah, so here's c5 with the idea that after d takes c5, black has the in-between move queen a5. That is a very well-known trick with the idea that after c takes d6, black has knight takes e4, and black is actually already better here. So that is the trick.
Yes.
You see that very often. So it was one move too late, because in the game, if you move it one move later, then e4 is already protected by the bishop. So now the queen a5 move doesn't work. So
Good
yeah.
trick. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring.
Yes, indeed. This is how wars are solved.
Mm-hmm.
They should care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
be aware to care. All right, so bishop e3. Yeah, this position is better for white. White has the more space. The pawn on structure f4 and e5 nicely disrupt the play of the bishop on g7. It is, for now, it is a dead piece.
Yeah.
And yeah, the pawn on c5 is one of the weaknesses here. And knight d4 now on the board. I'm not sure that that's such a great move. Maybe it is, though.
I think might lose a pawn, no? After knight take d4, c take d4, and rook d1.
I was thinking maybe queen a4 saves that pawn. Because you can attack the a2 pawn instead. But still, after bishop takes d4, queen takes a2, short castle, white should be in great shape.
Yeah, that's true. Because this queen is a bit out, and those two bishops are so powerful. They also play against the development of the bishop on b7. So yeah, I like here white position a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely pick white here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So knight d4 is a good way to try and complicate things, though. So yeah, Fatima Rashid is doing well in that regard. But yeah. Wait.
Okay, I think white, if white will play rook d1.
Oh, we have actually two Fatimas against each other. Yeah, Fatima from Brunei versus Fatima from Pakistan.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to another board of this match. Here we are with the second women board, I'm sure, because I remember this player. And but I guess this is very bad. Guys, the mate, write the mate in the chat. There is mate in one move and a nice mate. So write the mate in the chat before white is able to do that. You were late, guys.
Mate on move 15 with knight d3. Oh, yeah, I hate to see it. This was a slaughter. Do you want to check the game briefly?
Yes. Let's see how it went. So e4, e5, knight c3, knight f3, knight c6, a3. Knight f6, knight c3. We talked about it briefly yesterday. Probably Carson even played this line, and after bishop c5 is a good way for white to go with knight take e5.
Yep, knight takes e5 and then d4, and then you have you win back the piece.
Yes, we can show that. Knight take e5, d4, bishop d6, and here actually e4 is even more precise than taking, as after knight somewhere we have e5 attacking the two pawns, so the two pieces,
exactly.
sorry.
And this is also a system that you see with opposite colors. But the difference with the a3 move is that black can now not play bishop b4, which is one of the best moves if the pawn is not on a3. So there you go. That is one of the ideas in this position. And it's actually underestimated. I know that a3 looks a bit weird, but it's actually quite tricky to play against this. So the best move probably is to play d5 after a3, but then you have some complications with the move bishop b5 instead of e takes d5. That is also an interesting line. A friend of mine called Thomas Beertsen, a Dutch guy, actually tries to play this line constantly against me, and I always struggle actually to solve the problems here. I do need to check this line a bit more.
That's so tricky. Okay, I will try to play that, even if it seems so okay, it's not so good, but it's tricky. That's true. So I want to try it.
If you play 15 good moves with black, and if you know a few critical moves, then it should be absolutely fine for black. Maybe even black should be better, but yeah, it is a long way to go to that, so you do need to play very precise. An underrated opening, I believe. So the a3 comment from our moderator, I disagree there. Yeah, a3 is not that bad.
Alright, so we had here d4, e take d9, d4, knight e4, and f5. Actually, yeah, black is doing quite well. I think knight e4 was a mistake because it's provoking f5 and e4, knight d3, e4, and yeah, black has already a huge space advantage. After knight e2, after queen e2, queen e7, the knight has to go back to g1, and this is definitely not a good sign for white.
No, knight d4 next, I guess, at some point. Yeah, to drive the pieces even further away. Yeah, this is looking terrible for white. The developmental problems were big, and it seems that when the game progressed, white couldn't deal with all the pressure.
Yes.
So let's check how the game went on. Bishop e6, c4. c4 probably also not the best move, giving a lot of squares to the black knights.
Yes, so knight d4, in fact, threatening knight c2 check, queen d1 needed more, knight f4. You see how black pieces are really advancing in the white position. Now this knight is ready to give a check on d3, queen a4 check, bishop d7, queen d1 back, and we have this very nice move. Knight f3. I like is a nice combination because it's basically forcing g take f3, g take f3, and here I guess was forced to go with the bishop at least.
Yeah, bishop e2 seems to be the only way to progress here, but after f takes and bishop c6, white is still in huge trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So this knight f3 was very strong, and here white went with knight 3 e2, and now we saw already the mate. Knight d3 checkmate, a very nice checkmate, and that's why we were happy to show this game.
Yeah, so we do have so I think that was board 4. The result is not yet on the scoreboard, but we'll try to keep you updated, of course, as much as possible. No other results yet for the Brunei-Pakistan match, while actually Bhutan, as mentioned before, has claimed the victory over Somalia because Somalia has resigned all further games, unfortunately, due to problems with internet connections.
Yeah. Sadly. But as you said, they still were able, I think they were able to play the first rounds So at least they were into the online Olympiad. Let's hope that maybe in 2 years they will be back and with better connection.
Maybe then over the board is again possible, yeah?
Yeah, let's hope.
And no problems with the internet then. Although this internet, online internet competition is something that maybe will happen more in the future, I think that this pandemic has made us realize the potential of online chess. So yeah, you never know about the future. What online chess has what the future of online chess has in store for us. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. And I hope that it will be back because I actually was a few days ago in the Bill Chess Festival. That is one of the OTB tournament that we have currently, and was really emotional to see that there is a tournament. People are really playing. I mean, they have huge tables. They have always disinfected in the playing hall. There are a lot of measures. You clearly see there is even plexiglass in the main tournament between the players because the table there are a bit smaller, so they need the protection. But still, it's chess. I touch real pieces. So it's nice. We are wishing. We are really looking forward to have more tournament OTB soon, and there will be.
Yeah, I agree there. I also can't wait to touch some real chess pieces. I'll hold them in my hands, move them across the board, and enjoy mating my opponents. Well, hopefully, of course.
Yeah.
Any case, let's take a look at what game are we actually looking right now. We are looking at Wei Yi Sun versus Yusuf. Let me see which board that actually is. That is actually board 2. And yeah, there is a big rating difference. The Brunei player has a rating of 2245, while Yusuf, the Pakistan player, has a rating of 1779. So Brunei player, big favorite, once a rating favorite in this game. Is that actually what is happening here? I don't know what is going. It seems that black is doing great. The pawn on c3
Yeah.
is a tough pawn to deal with, and it's very hard to. It's supported really nicely by the two rooks.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
will be a problem for a long time in the white position. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Here, black has is doing really great due to this pawn, and that is not easy to attack. So, yeah, black is doing great here, and let's see how it will try to advance. It's not so clear
mhm.
yet, I guess.
The bishop on a8 looks a bit, yeah, looks a bit sad to be honest there because it doesn't really have.
A
It's
comeback, that's true.
trying it hard out at the
But you
moment.
know, maybe at one point black will play six, and it will try to give new life to this bishop.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's try that. Let's see if
So
this happening.
f3 is a nice move to protect the e4 pawn at least, and preparing for this e6 center assault.
The
Yeah.
pawn are like a barrier against the bishop, are there, and trying to close the diagonal to the bishop. There is a nice pawn chain from g2 to d5, and so let's see how black will try to destroy this.
Yeah, it is. Well, black holds all the cards, I believe, and now black with the move f3 is trying to make use of the dark squares in the white position. So yeah, once again, I do strongly believe that black is doing more than fine. Actually, maybe f5 is also interesting
Yeah,
to try and get to undermine the pawn chain with d5, e4, and f3 in that way.
or maybe g4, g5, g5, g4.
We're moving down the chain, aren't we? G5, G4. Well, the pawn on f3 is better protected, I believe, than the e4 pawn.
That's
A
true.
bit slow, but yeah. Anyways, black needs to attack that pawn chain. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. A 5 is probably a good way, but you know, Roland, I always like to get a pawn to g4.
yeah, I know.
All right, let's move to if we can find it. I want to find the last board. So yes, and here we have one. Should be the yes. I also hear I'm starting even to recognize the players. So this is probably not board number 5, and maybe Ron will give us an update about the rating. And this is the junior main board.
Yeah, you are correct. So the junior main board, the Pakistan player Faizan Momin actually doesn't have a rating yet. I'm sure he will pretty soon. While the Brunei player Zazali Abdul Zazali actually has a rating already of 1695. But yeah, the players without rating are clearly yeah, it's unclear what their potential is, and actually the unrated player is doing extremely well in this position, it seems.
Yeah, right. You have a pawn on f3, a bishop on g2, and a rook ready to reach the h5 and the h1 square. It looks that it is really our time for black for white now, because
It seems that a resignation could be actually in order here, because
yeah.
not only rook h6, also queen h3 is a way to mate for black, and I don't see a way to stop that.
Yeah. Okay. You see here, there is a problem with the connection of Mr. Momin from Pakistan, but we hope that he will be back, because this is such a great position now. I guess queen take g4 is good enough to win here. Actually, also rook h6 is even easier probably. So yeah, let's hope that he will be back soon.
I want to mention the Faizan, the Pakistan player, Faizan Momin. He actually has a score of 5 out of 6 at the moment. So yeah, the 0 rating that he currently has is definitely going to be a pretty high on the next FIDE rating list, I believe. This kid has a lot of potential. And
That's good. Maybe we will listen this name more in the future.
Yeah, we might very well see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's try to see if there are other boards. Okay, this is a victory for the player of Oman, so you might be happy to see that. Here we have another victory for the player of Oman. And here we have another board. Oh, okay. I thought it was an endgame with rook and rook against queen, but actually there is an extremely easy way to win the rook here. And yes, black did that. So I guess that this is the junior, the board number 6, or not sure actually.
This is let me check that actually for. Yeah, this is the last board of the match. So board 6, and the ratings are Zahira Nur Zazali with the black pieces actually has a rating of 1501, while Mohammed Ali Malia from the Pakistan side has a rating of 0. So also not sure what to make of that.
Okay, the mate is on the board. So
Yep.
Brunei collected another pawn. I guess they are on 2-0 already. So I guess that my Pakistani friend are having our time today.
Yeah, and actually Zahira actually has the full 100% score, 7
Wow.
out of 7 so far. So she is definitely one of the big factors in the Brunei Darussalam team.
Yeah, so okay, let's shortly move to we have still this board where white is doing really, really well. White is a full rook up, and I guess it just took the rook. Yeah, was a combination. Bishop, oh wow, bishop c4 attacking both queen and rook. so probably grabbing some more material, and queen d2 was a mistake because it loses a full rook there, and now we are very near to a victory from the white side.
Yeah, so it looks very, very good for Brunei and in general. And actually, yeah, there was also a big rating difference between Fatima and Fatima.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Fatima and Fatima. All right, let's move to. We have here a result. I guess this was board one of the open boards. Here the player from Brunei also won this position, and yeah, we saw which was the Maroxy structure. So we saw. I guess was the first game that we saw. So I guess that Bruni will win this. It's already 3 victory at least. So
yeah, Brunei 3-0 up against Pakistan. So yeah, the match is a bit one-sided, unfortunately, but this was definitely a match to look out for.
yes,
Yeah.
let's see what is Myanmar doing against Fiji. This might be the first board, and here we have an interesting hand game. It's an opposite color bishop with the same number of pawn. So actually, I guess that is interestingly is dynamically balanced and should end up in a draw.
Dynamically balanced indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
White is able to win a pawn after the move g4 now.
Yeah.
And okay, but even then, it's not.
It's not a big deal.
This position is simply a clear draw.
Yeah.
I believe. Okay, it's not. Yeah, maybe black has somehow. White can somehow. Oh no, bishop b3 actually wins back the pawn. So.
Yeah, that's true. No, mostly, I mean, I want to say something about this hand game because it's not so. Is a bit counterintuitive because mostly in middle game you try to have your pawn on the opposite color of your bishop because like this the bishop has a lot of space, a lot of squares to go to reach one side of the board from the opposite side. So mostly usually you want to put the pawn on the opposite square. But in these endgames it's actually very important to keep your pawn in the same square of your bishop because you don't want to let them unprotected. You don't want that the opposite color bishop might take them. So for example, we had an example, the pawn on a4 was on the opposite square and the bishop, the light square bishop was able to take it. So mostly recommendation is to put all your pawn in the same square of your bishop and then should be easily draw, especially if you have the same pawn on your opponent.
Even with this pawn down, yeah, because like you said, the pawns can be easily protected by the bishop. It is a very easy draw. You only need to move the bishop on the a2 and g8 diagonal, I believe.
Yes, exactly. Now just bishop b3, and now this go up and down this diagonal, clearly without blundering the bishop. But I think this is an easy task now, and there is no way for white to do progress because simply he doesn't have a piece on the light squares. So that's it. It will end up in a draw quite soon. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, definitely a good result for let's say the Fiji player, by the way, because the rating difference was about 300 points. So yeah, candidate master Kumar doing well against international master Mr. Mint. So yeah.
So Roland, I guess we have an update about the match between Pakistan and Somalia.
All right. Yeah. So far, I only see 3 results. Brunei Darussalam winning 3-0 so far against Pakistan. I think there are more results, but the scores have yet to be updated. So yeah, but it's looking very well for Brunei so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, I believe, what board is this? This is board 2 actually of the Myanmar match versus the Fiji Islands. So once again, the situation for the Fiji Islands to promote to the next division is dire. They need to win one of the two matches in this round or the next one, and they still have to face the Brunei in the next one. So yeah, they are desperately in need of a win because Brunei is also going very strong in the standings. Yeah.
And I want to give an update about the match against Pakistan and Somalia. As we said, Somalia has strong connection problem, and so most likely is in the last rounds at least. Somalia is losing 6-0 all the last match. But they say us that Somalia has a match scheduled in about 90 minutes against Pakistan, and so until then the points will not get updated. Clearly, we don't know if they will be back, if they will be able to solve the connection problem. But until then, that's why the scoreboard will not be updated. But let's keep let's keep track that there is still one match to go for Pakistan and Somalia
Yes.
that is not yet updated clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good update. So we'll keep you updated on that match. And yeah, let's hope that Somalia is able to provide some games.
Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope so. We will know it quite soon. I guess we have some last end games. Let me show this one, where it's a match between Guam and Macau, where white is a piece down, but has no, it's white to move. So was a piece down, but now C take D5 will take back the piece, and white is actually a pawn up.
Yeah, white's a pawn up, seems to be in good shape. I'm a little bit worried about the pawn on a3. If ever black ever gets to win the a2 pawn, then maybe the a3 pawn will be a dangerous pawn. But yeah, for example, now after bishop b1, not seen yet, but now after knight a6, the a2 pawn is actually protected after bishop b1.
Yeah,
So white is in very good shape at the moment, and that means actually which match are we looking at? We are looking at
Guam against Macau.
Guam against Macau. Guam, an island in the Pacific Ocean, and Macau, a city-state in China next to Hong Kong, actually. So very nice to see those two countries participate, and yeah, it is looking good for Guam at the moment with a 3-1 score lead.
Yes, and
And
there is a
white won
time.
this match, so it seems that yeah, won the game. So that means that Guam actually won the match against Macau.
Okay. And I guess this is the last game of round 8 of this base division pool A. So here we have a rook hand game. White is a pawn up and has two passed pawns that are also supported by king and rook. So I guess white is doing extremely well. After king f6, white is threatening mate in one move. And I guess this endgame is completely winning for white, as black needs to... Yeah, okay, that's... black needs to sacrifice a rook in order not to allow the promotion. Now e7 and followed by rook b8 check will lead to...
Indeed. And actually, with that, we can also update the scores a little bit. So the important match, Brunei versus Pakistan, has been a clear victory for the Brunei Darussalam team with 5-1 victory over Pakistan. So, yeah, unfortunately for Pakistan there.
Yes, but Brunei is a strong team, so this can be expected. Brunei has really strong, especially the women boards. I guess they had the women FIDE master, they have a women FIDE master, so it's clearly not an easy task.
Yeah, especially board 6 with now an 8 out of 8 score is doing extremely well for the Brunei team. Yeah.
Yeah. So indeed, Brunei won 5-1 against Pakistan. This is official. We have also another match that is updated. Guam against Macau. Guam won 5-1 against Macau. And we see also a 5-0 of Oman against Laos. So also this this match was won. And Bhutan was 4-0 against Somalia. Probably we will get updated about the last games. I think that Myanmar also won the match. I see a 3-1, so Fiji was able to take 1 point from Myanmar, which is already great. Great starting point, because Myanmar nearly won all the matches with 6-0. So it's not an easy task to win any game against them. So we will see soon all the results and the scoreboard updated. As you can see, Myanmar is leading, probably will be leading after round 8 with 18 points. And I guess we are I guess there is still a game playing actually. Oman is still playing. I thought this game was supposed to end up quite quickly, but not.
Me too, yeah. But it seems that Black is putting on some resilience, so White is struggling to get a mate in there. But okay. One way to go, simply to take the rook somehow and then grab all the pawns on the queen side for White, for example, or just start pushing the c pawn. I don't believe that Black can stop the c pawn if you protect it with the queen. For example, queen b6 or queen d6 at some point is looking very good for White. Just push that pawn, like Sarah would say.
Push him, baby.
More than one broadcast, so.
Yes. So queen b6, c7, queen b7. Just go. Push that, queen that, and enjoy your 2 queens. Have fun.
Actually, we've got updates on the scores. So it's official. Myanmar won the match against Fiji with 5-1. So Fiji really needs to win the next match in order to qualify for the next division. Otherwise, Pakistan will take that 4th spot.
Yeah. And soon we will have also the scoreboard updated, clearly, as there is still 1 game playing. We don't have the scoreboard yet, but we can guess something, I guess, because Fiji will stay at 10 points. Pakistan will probably go at 11. We don't know, because Somalia still didn't play any match until now, but if they will be back in more or less 1 hour, they will probably play. So this might mean that we will not know until the end if Fiji or Pakistan will qualify to next division, because actually this game is pretty critical. But we are here to watch it and to wait for all the results. But there will be for sure a last round, and where there will be a lot of fight. And still this game is playing. Still there is last game.
Yes.
But what do you think about this game?
Well, it's it's a game. And it's White is doing very well.
Yeah.
So it will be made in a few months.
And you know what? I guess also there is not even the hope of stalemate here, because there is always the move g5 possible. So
yeah. Exactly. So Oman going strong, I think, with a 6-0 victory over the team.
Yes, will be a 6-0 for Oman. So was strong.
I'm very curious about the standings. They have not yet been updated, but we'll get back to you on the standings, of course, shortly. But this was actually a very critical round, of course, with Brunei versus Pakistan and Myanmar against Fiji. Fiji and Pakistan, the 2 countries that are still fighting for the 4th spot. Do you think that Fiji has a chance against Brunei Darussalam in the next round?
I'm not sure. Clearly Fiji has to try, because if not, I guess is the chances are very few. Actually, we have already the round number 9. So as we can see, we have actually some critical match. Oman will play against Myanmar, and Fiji against Brunei. So again, the first five teams will play against each other. So
Okay.
so yeah, we will have some match. I guess Fiji has really tried to win against Brunei, because if not, his chances will be
Will
yeah.
be 0. Yeah, and with that, the standings are in after the round. So we're going to take a look at that,
Yes.
and you guys can see how dire the situation is for the Fiji Islands.
Yes, so let's remind everyone that Pakistan has still a round to play against Somalia, and will play the next round against Bhutan. So according to the current standing, it seems like Pakistan has good chances to collect 4 extra points, and so Pakistan could reach the score of 13. Clearly, everything can still happen, and yeah, chess is a team. Still, there are games that there will be a fight on the board. But yeah, these are our provision, what we can think, and so Fiji has really to win, and actually might be also not enough to win.
Yeah, because Pakistan still has 2 matches to go. So if Pakistan wins those 2 matches against Bhutan and Somalia, the last two placed countries, then they are actually already on to the next division. So we'll see after a short break. We'll be back with the last round of this Pool A, and we'll see who will actually take the last spot to the next division. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes, everybody.
And here we are back for the round number 9 of the base division. So guys, in less than 1 hour, we are going to know which are the 4 teams to advance to Division 4. Division 4 will start in less than 1 week. Next Friday, we will have already the next division. So it's the critical moment, it's the moment where we will know which team will advance. So,
Yeah. Yes.
which team do you think is critical? I guess I have an idea.
I
Here we
guess.
have.
Yeah. I guess we can both have a good guess here who will qualify for the next round. Yeah. So in this last round, there's actually only one match that more or less matters, and that's the match between Fiji and Brunei Darussalam. If we
Yeah.
take a look at the standings, then we will see that Myanmar and Brunei Darussalam and the third country, Oman, are more or less already secure for the for the qualification for the next division. So
Yeah.
it's between Fiji and Pakistan, but mind you, Pakistan has one more extra match to go against Somalia, and they are also playing against Bhutan, which makes them the clear favorite to qualify for the next division.
Yeah,
So
but still, there are some games to play, so we will clearly follow the match again between Fiji and Brunei. I would say that if Fiji might not win, the Fiji chance might be really, really small. So let's have a look at that for sure. So let's see if we have it already. No, here we have Myanmar against Oman. So this is where hold the boards probably.
Both teams already qualified.
Here we have Pakistan.
Yep.
Here we have Macau against Laos. Okay, we don't have yet the games.
Okay. We have still yet to get to the Pakistan, to the Fiji.
But we have already drawn the board. Wait, no, was the last match? Sorry.
I was thinking, like, are they really going for quick draws? Okay.
Okay, I guess here we have the team. Yes, here we have everything. Okay, this might be the first board. I see a FIDE master from Brunei against a candidate master of Fiji. And it's a very early stage of the game. This was a Neo Grunfeld defense. So...
All right. Yeah, it is. It's a very symmetrical position with white having to play the extra move h3. So yeah, white should be slightly better, but there is a it is a very symmetrical position with where black should be more or less okay. But okay, so white has something to prove, has to see what if the extra tempo actually doesn't matter in a position like this.
Yeah, I agree. It's extremely symmetrical, but white has the extra tempo. But maybe, Roland, do you know some news about the rating? Because as we know, the rating that we see here is the chess.com rating, but actually we got also have a look at the official FIDE rating. So, and Roland has all the information about that.
I was going to say something like rating master, but I'm a GM, so that doesn't really fit. Okay, I'm an RM now. I'm the rating master. I will give you all the ratings. Yeah, good joke. Okay, so the ratings is for Fiji. Mr. Kumar, he has a rating of 1968, while the Brunei Darussalam, I should say, the FIDE master has a rating of 2059. So a rating difference of about 90 points, so the Brunei player is the rating favorite. And actually, what's also interesting is that they are now in their strongest lineup, the Brunei Darussalam player, because their board 2 is actually a 2200 player who hasn't played in the previous matches before. So they came up strong in the last day of this base division. So yeah.
I guess I still don't see the board. Yes, the board 2 of Fiji. And this is the board 1. Let me check. I will go.
It will be Sun Wei Yi for Brunei versus Sayone Sikivu from the Fiji Islands.
No,
Yeah,
probably I don't have yet this game. Might be that I will have it soon.
I saw him. You just passed it. You just passed it.
Which one?
Um, okay, well, we'll get back to that soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's stick to one of the games at least. So every board matters, of course. We will
Sure,
find it.
sure, sure. Alright,
Excellent.
I guess this is the first women board. You will give us an update. And oh, the first move, Knight C3. It's not so typical to see Knight C3 as a first move. Clearly can somehow enter in something more usual, more normal, more standard. We have Knight F3, D5, and E3, but still is not so standard. But let's see how it goes on. Okay, D4. Now we are in something more or less standard. With the knight on C3, that still is a bit misplaced because mostly in this structure with D4, white tries to push this pawn on C3 or C4.
Yeah, I agree. The knight on c3 is a bit misplaced. Usually you want to play the move c4, like you said. And so white is going to struggle a little bit with the plan. In general, the knight c3 move is not that bad. It is a developing move, but yeah, white will struggle later on to find a good plan. That is why the move knight c3 is not a popular one in
Yeah.
this. And yeah, I mean,
Let's see
okay,
the current position.
page. Yeah, the current position.
Actually, I have to say, from the starting point, I guess that white found a good way to proceed to go on. There is a stable knight on e5, the pawn on f4, the rook on f3, ready to go to edge e3 or h3 and to attack on the king side. So I actually quite like the current position for white.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. It's mainly because of the bishop on c8, which is not yet developed for black, and you actually want to put it on b7 so that you can counter white's initiative on the king side with, for example, a move like knight e4. That is very standard in positions like this. But queen b6 also interesting. The pawn on d4 needs to be protected somehow. If I would play a3 here as white, it's white to move yet. Would you then take on d4?
Well,
I'm trying to play for a trick. Let's see if it works.
yes, let's try. Because bishop e3 take and taking here, you mean maybe?
Yeah, but it doesn't work because you have another bishop on e3. So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Unfortunately, it doesn't work, so I guess maybe it's good to protect either with the knight or with the bishop.
yeah,
What do you think is better? Maybe the bishop.
I guess the bishop here, because if you play the knight to e2, then the d4 pawn is pinned, and black can take on e5 and potentially win a pawn.
Aha, that's true. There is something concrete here. Yes, that's true. So bishop on e3 is needed, but actually, yes, we have exactly 92, and everything is on the board. So this is the current position. So yeah, white.
Looking good for Fatima.
But
Rook
white is going for the mate. It actually looks quite scary now for her. Oh, but there is one stuff that yeah, that is actually quite important. That after g take f6, the white has one tempo. I guess the point is that the knight will take this bishop, will exchange. The bishop on this tree will be.
I don't know. I'm a little more scared about a move like bishop h6 and then with some sort of mating attack. With, for example, yeah, how exactly is white going to mate? After bishop h6, rook e8, what is the next move for white? How is white going to win? Because if the knight moves, black still has queen takes d4.
So maybe white has to play c3.
Yeah, but then it is very slow, this attack, and maybe after knight takes d3 actually helps white, because then after queen takes d3, queen g3 is a threat. So yeah, it's not that easy to solve this.
Yeah, that's true.
My gut says that black is fine somehow, but it is scary. Yeah, it's a tough position to
Yeah.
for the black player for Fatima. And actually, I didn't know this before, but I actually think that board 3 is Fatima and board 4 is Fatana for Brunei Darussalam. And
Yeah,
it seems
this
that
is Fatana.
yeah, it seems that they are sisters. So
Ah, okay. Okay. So,
Fatana and Fatima. Yeah, it's nice.
yeah.
Like Anna and
And
Maria Muzicuk, for example.
yes, exactly. Also, Alessia, I have two sisters.
Alessia and Claudia Santeramo.
Exactly. Also, I have also another. She was also a chess player. Now is not playing anymore. So the Polgar sister for sure. There are the botted sisters. There are a lot of sisters. So mostly it's easy if you have sisters to, and one is playing chess, to teach also to the other to play chess.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
you don't see a lot of systems. Well, I mean, there chess is more of a men's game nowadays than a women's game. I think 95% of the chess players is men, are men. So it's good to see sisters participating in the chess tournament. Of course, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, more women will try to play the chess game in the future. Of course. So I was just happy to see that. It's nice.
Sure.
But,
And here we have the position of the sister. So maybe we can try to see it also from the chess point of view.
of we are looking at, let's see, versus Jacqueline. So that is actually board 4. Yeah, the Fatana sister. Let's see. Let me check what is actually on the board. Okay, so white sacrificed the pawn for a great knight on d6, which could become a big thorn in a black's position for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Do you think
I
that's sorry?
Do you think?
I think, yeah.
No, you were asking me a question.
Yeah, I was saying, like, do you think that White has enough compensation for the pawn?
Oh yeah, I would take always white in this kind of positions. I really don't care about one single pawn. If there are so many pieces on the board, and black has yeah so many problems with development. This bishop on c8 is completely
Mhm.
out of the game. The king on f8 is in huge problems. The knight could go to c4 and actually could take back the pawn quite easily. So yeah, I would definitely pick white here.
All right.
And what
Uh,
about you? I guess the same.
eh, that's a good guess. Yeah, you know me very well. So, yeah, no, I would definitely pick White too because of the things that you just said. And actually, there's also a concrete reason because I think that White already had the choice to win back the pawn with Bishop takes e6 and then Queen takes e5.
Yeah.
That's also a threat in this position. But yeah, White is going. This is a nice pawn sacrifice, I believe, in some sort of four knight Sicilian. So
Mm-hmm.
nicely done for White so far. We'll check upon this game later, of course.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to another board. This is the junior female board, and as we see, there are two rooks and a queen on the board. And you know why I have this little smile in my face? Because in the last days, we always, when there is this piece composition, we saw really a lot of hilarious games on Lyra Sen because there are a lot of threats, a lot of possibility, and when there is this combination of pieces, everything can happen on the board, even if you see that the computer size is more or less equal, but is everything can happen. So, what do you think, Roland, about this position?
Well, yeah, I totally agree. I also immediately thought about that crazy game we had, I think, on Saturday, where the one person was winning, missed mate in one, missed mate in two, and then
Uh,
suddenly lost on time, I believe.
yeah, I guess so. Oh my
Was
god,
there was so
was
much going
really.
on in that game, indeed.
Yeah, now we see, for example, something is going
Oh,
on.
the queens are traded now. The spectacular. I
Yeah,
just
but still, they were traded for a reason. White is going to win some material, probably.
It could very well be true. The pawn on g5 is attacked. White
Yes.
has the c file at its disposal, but actually
Now
the
I
rook.
think h4 can be the move to go.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, but White also needs to take care of the e4
Ah,
pawn, which is under attack. So
that's
yeah,
true.
I would rather pick White because of the c file domination at this point.
Maybe white has no problem. We can just protect the pawn. Yeah.
Or king f3, indeed, and h4
Then
is still an
h4.
idea. Yeah, this black has some problems to solve, I believe.
I
King
like.
g7, good move. With h4, then probably just king g6 to protect everything.
But there
Actually,
is rook c7.
yeah, that's
Or rook c6. I also like rook c6.
yeah, me too. But how would you protect this? Rook d8, I guess, simply.
Yeah, rook d8. And then h4, king g6, take... Ah, yeah, might win a pawn, white. White might win a pawn.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. So we can actually put that on the board, perhaps. So
Yes.
h4, also played, king g6, h takes, f takes, and now rook takes d6. Very nice, yeah.
This and that. Oh, sorry.
The mouse slips, they occur. There you go. That's the point I'm trying to make. Sometimes they do mouse slips.
Yeah, and those pawns would be really, really, really strong. So,
Exactly. Yeah, this should be winning for white.
yes,
Yeah.
this should be very good for white. Okay, let's try to see the... This should be the junior male board, and...
Yeah. Let me confirm that.
Sure.
Yeah, it is actually. Well, let me think. Because I think they're in Brunei has actually got two sisters on board 3 and 4, but maybe two brothers or actually they look like family board 5 and 6. Both names are Zazali, Abdul Zahirul and Nur Zahira.
So basically, this team is a family business.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it's a family business. One big, well, not one big family, but yeah, brothers and sisters, relatives.
Yeah. So, in this position, if I count correctly the pawns, it seems like they are white and black has the same number of pawns. Or I count wrong. No, I was, yes, I'm right.
Right.
So it's 6 pawn per color. But here, what we can see is that black has a nice rook on the second rank, and also there was a pin. The bishop was pinned. Now rook g2 was played. But I guess, yeah. I guess maybe not.
All right.
It's not winning a pawn.
Not yet. No, the bishop on c3 is hanging.
But
so
maybe queen a5 could be a good move now.
looks like a good move indeed. By the way, we're looking at board 5. I just confirmed it. So this is the
Junior male board.
board, I believe.
Yeah. We have a f5 suggestion. But I could...
For white. For white.
For white. Alright.
f5 to get rid of those double pawns and maybe attack the d6 pawn with the queen. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, good suggestion. But it's black to move, and I really like your queen a5 suggestion.
Yes, so let's put it on the board. And f4, f5, and yeah.
Well, that loses a piece at the moment, so yeah.
Yes, so not really.
So after queen a5, probably bishop takes c3. Then
Queen
after
take.
queen takes, maybe then f5, for example.
Yes.
No, I don't know. It looks like black is in their driving seat somehow because of the rook takes g2, queen takes g2, already solves the attack on d6. So this
But
is looking...
is there a real problem with attack on... d6 here. I thought it was g6 the problem, but no, it's d6 the pawn.
Yeah, d6 is the problem there. I really
But
like...
actually it's not even a problem, because if, let's say if white would take... white cannot take here, because rook takes g2, king takes g2, and queen c2 would be...
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, so Another reason why black should be very nice, should be very happy in this position. Also because b4, a5, b3, that's an easy plan to play. Okay,
Oh,
b4.
but yeah, I like also this move. Actually, I didn't think of it. Basically, black wants to create a pass pawn as soon as possible,
Make
and is pushing the pawns.
Yeah, just push those pawns, baby.
Yo.
Like Yasser Saigon would say. I need to work on my Yasser Saigon impression.
Push them, baby.
Yeah.
Give me your pawns.
Pawns, baby. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'll try to work on it. Of course, Saigon is a legend, so I'm doing it out of love for him, of course. So a5, a4, b3, rook c2.
Yeah, this is the
Oh
way
God,
to
it's looking
go.
quite-
Black is pushing. Always increasing his pressure. So I guess a5 should be the right move.
Yeah, looking good for black. So that means that Brunei is doing well against the Fiji Islands. So that is unfortunate for Fiji, of course.
Yeah.
In dire straits, they need to win this game to have a shot at qualifying for the next division.
Yes, sure. Let's shortly, maybe, as we understood that probably Fiji is going to have an hard time here. Let's go to check if what Pakistan is doing. If we, actually, here we have the.
I'll check the results if there are already maybe some results. Actually, the Pakistan match versus Bhutan has already been decided. The first board of Pakistan won, the fifth board of Pakistan won as well, and there were two boards that were not being occupied by a player by Bhutan, so they immediately forfeited, which means that it's a 4-0 lead for Pakistan at the moment.
Okay, so Fiji needs to win this match in order to have a chance to qualify. And so let's see. We found the board 2. I guess this should be the board 2.
Let me check. Mint versus... Yeah, this is absolutely board 2. I recognize the names. Yeah. Oh no, actually this is board 1. And there was a result here. I don't know. Not just result. I mean, the results are saying that Mint already won the game, but maybe I'm mistaken.
So might be that this is another board.
No, there's only one Mint, so that means that we are looking at board 1.
Okay, might be that then they see in advance the future.
I'm sorry, I checked the wrong names. Yeah, so board 1 already won for Myanmar. That's the 1-0 that you see on the board. Scoreboard, and this is actually board 2. So that was
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
So we have the board 2. And what about this position? I guess black is trying to open up the queen side. I don't know if b4 was one of the last. Yeah, b5 was one of the last moves. And white is doing the same on the king side. So now the question is, who will be faster?
Yeah, so this was actually the board that we were looking for previously. Yeah, Sun Wei didn't play in the previous matches, but on the previous days. But now that he's here, Brunei is in their strongest.
And Wei, he reminds me of a name.
Yes, I know which one you mean. You mean the super grandmaster from China.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I guess it's not this case.
Maybe he moved to Brunei Darussalam, maybe to help with the Olympiad. That might be the case, but his rating should be a bit higher in that case.
Yeah, I agree.
Not the case.
I agree. Maybe it soon will be. We don't know, but might be.
It's a lovely country, Brunei Darussalam. Yeah, stationed, by the way, some geography lesson again, in the island of Brunei, which means, which is also part of Indonesia. But there's a small country called Brunei Darussalam on top of the, island of Brunei, a big
Yeah.
island. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So after the geography lesson of the geography master Roland, um, we try to understand what is happening in this position, because as I said, it is white is trying to open up the king side, black is trying to do the same on the queen side. um yeah, and now it's really a matter of tempo, of being faster than the opponent, because clearly there are kings there, and when you can attack kings, you can get some good chances. So
Ah, I got a correction there. Island of Borneo and not Brunei. Thank you, Botislav, for giving the confirmation there. So
of
yeah,
Borneo. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Two similar names, Brunei, Borneo. But yeah, knight h7, I was thinking how white could maybe progress after such a move, because you want to open the G file for somehow, but it's not so clear how. Would you try to play a move like f4 perhaps?
Yeah, it seems good. Yeah, for sure. I would try to. I would be ready to sacrifice pawns to open up some lines on the king's side. So for sure, f4 is one move that I would take under consideration. But I would be a bit scared of moves like c5 for of black, because it would imply that, yeah, the c file is really going to open soon. So
Yeah, it seems that white is still having a hard time breaking through. Even if you get f4 in, black could maybe play a move like g4 at some point after taking on e5 first. So yeah, I think that black is doing fine. The pawns and black is actually still a pawn up. So yeah, white has something to prove in this position, I believe. Yeah, and actually there's a big rating difference between the two players. The white player has an official rating of 2245, while the black player has a rating of 1865. Yeah, the white player is the clear rating favorite, but so far black is holding his own.
yeah, yeah. I actually might prefer the position. I would say after c5, it seems like the position is really, the queen side will explode, and so then I would pick black for sure.
Mm,
I
yeah,
guess.
I guess so too. Well, after c5, white can play d5 simply to try and. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that black has the more easy play here, and white really has something to prove. Yeah, and we are actually closing in on the time trouble phase. Yeah, they're closing in on the zero mark a little bit. So yeah, let's also give a small update on the results. For
Sure.
now, Pakistan already won the match against Bhutan. Guam won 6-0 against Somalia because Somalia forfeited their match against Guam. So none of the players were able to make it in the match. And Bhutan already lost their match versus Pakistan with 4-0. There are still two games left to play, while Fiji against Brunei, no results as far as I can see. Let me see if there's something. No results as far as I can see at that match. And that's the most important match of
Yeah.
the round. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on you. I'll keep you updated. So yeah.
Yes. And we are back to the first women board of this match. Here we have a women FIDE master with the black pieces that is with an exchange up at the moment. I think he's also doing better. The c2 pawn is currently endgame, but yeah, black had to solve the problem of the rook because the knight was threatening to take on g6.
Mhm.
So I think I like the black position. I want to see how black is dealing with these knight attacks. Oh, it just sacrificed the exchange. So rook take h3, g take f3, and I guess queen takes c2.
I like rook takes h3 because earlier in the game, white sacrificed the rook for the knight on f6. And black is now more or less saying, okay, you gave me some trouble with that. Here you go. I'm going to do the same, exactly the same to you. And
Yeah,
it's
but
not
what
bad.
I like is that now is really concrete because bishop d3, bishop e4 is really a serious threat. Instead before, do you think your underwear a serious threat?
Yeah, I definitely agree there. White does have some concrete options to counter that. For example, a move like rook c1. But yeah, it's a big threat. Black is doing absolutely great here with also 3 pawns more. So
Yeah, that's true. Also, pawns are counting, and yeah, there are three extra pawns, and the white king is in huge danger.
yeah, so this is looking good for Brunei. This is board one of the women, so board three in the match. Yeah, it's actually nice to remember. Fatima is board three and Fatana is board four. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Fatana won already. Here we have the nice checkmate. Was this position with the oh, how did the queen get there? To e8. Okay, from h5. Okay.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, so there you go. Material isn't everything. Very nice game from Fatana, it looks
Yeah,
like.
threatening mating on f7 and on e8. I guess that black considers just the mate threat on f7 and knight e8 protect against the f7, but queen e8 is
Yeah,
there.
nice game from White. So,
Yes.
and with that, Brunei is in the lead. I have two results. The fourth board, Fatana won her game, and also the last board, Zahira Noor won her game for Brunei Darussalam. So the 2-0 for Brunei at the moment. So
Yes, 2-0.
big, big emphasis on the last four boards still going on. Fiji needs to make some points there.
Yeah,
Need
needs to make points here. And Fiji also in this board is sadly losing because Bishop d3 was played exactly with the idea that we mentioned of Bishop e4. That will mean that White needs to sacrifice a queen, which we know what it means.
Then it means that it looks over for the Fiji Islands. Oh, that's so. I was kind of rooting for them a little bit because I know that the Islands is also a lovely country to visit. So
Do
yeah,
you think this picture is a picture of the Fiji Islands?
could be. Let me get a closer look. Could very well be of one of the islands. So I have
You
no
are
idea.
the geography master. So take a risk. Is the Fiji Islands or not?
Let me check my brain. I'm not going to do Google searches, but I'll try it. So, wrapping my brain.
I don't know if you hear the noises, but he's clearly going to check it and try to see if he find a picture similar to that.
Looks like
So,
yes. Yeah, sorry, I wrapped my brain. Yes, it's probably a Fiji island. Yes, I think so. Yeah.
so in his mind, I found the same picture on Google
No.
translation
Oh,
of what. Yeah.
I wasn't Googling, but okay. Yeah. All right. So there you go.
All right. So he has the picture of his island. So he's pretty proud to be part of the country.
Yep.
Let's see if there are some games still playing. Yes, this is another game that is still playing. Yeah, with this attack on opposite sides of the board. I see that white played c5 himself in order probably to prevent black to play c5 and to open the position.
But black is still material up. White has a chance to take the pawn on c6. That so queen d7 is probably gonna be the next move, or maybe something like e takes d4, simply grabbing the other pawn or
Yeah,
rook.
rook take d4.
Yeah, it looks very double-edged to me, but actually the point is maybe that after rook takes d4, e takes d4, queen takes c6, black has some chances over the e file. Yeah,
Yeah.
so very, very, very complicated. The c pawn might become a big asset, and of course the knight on h7 is still not looking that great at the moment. So
Yeah.
on d6 is a much better piece at the moment. So Very complicated. The computer says it's much better for black. I have still yet to see if black can manage all the complications here.
This is on the board. So after rook e1, king d2.
I guess I wanted to suggest queen e6, but then white has queen a8 with mating ideas, perhaps.
Imagine if this is good and this is just not mate, because you can give up the knight and here there is no check and you have the mate.
Bishop f4.
There are way to defend.
It is a huge blunder, apparently. I don't know why.
Because he's hanging. No.
That was the trick, and she fell for it. My day is complete. Very nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. This is a mate and is something that we should try to avoid. Was actually Roland's idea, but let's see what the players are doing. Actually, queen e6 is played, is on the board. And we missed that. There is king f7.
Yeah, but then keep checking, like queen b7, queen a8. Looks like a draw now. Or can white play on somehow? I don't know. It looks like a draw. I don't see a way for white. Maybe push the pawn, maybe c6 at some point. Of course not now, because black is threatening mate in 2, queen e3 and rook c1.
Yeah. I guess it's a draw. Will be a draw, yes. But I want to find out what was here. Yeah, because computer says it's completely winning, so I want to try to find it out.
Oh, maybe queen b1.
Maybe queen b1.
Sacrifice the knight on f8. That might be good, because there's no way to get the queen d1 checkmate.
That's true, because queen e6 is actually not... Yeah, okay, it's threatening mate, but queen b1 is threatening mate on... Okay, mate on d1. Yeah, because we need to cover the d3 square. And now the idea works, probably, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No checks. The king on d2 is absolutely stuck. Nowhere to go. So yeah, this was a chance for the Fiji player to get a point on the board, but unfortunately it's only a draw. Yeah. And actually, as you guys can see on the scoreboard, Fiji unfortunately has no chance anymore to qualify, and because Brunei was actually crushing through this match with 5-0, and so 5.5 is the end result of the match.
Yes, and Pakistan won, so this means that we have rated probably the 4 teams that will advance to the next division. But let's announce this at the very, very end, because I want that all the games are done. And this is one of the last games where white is a pawn up in this bishop endgame. And how is this bishop endgame?
It looks winning. The white can try to get the king to b7, for example. Yeah, like white is doing, and I don't think that black has a way to deal with that idea.
Yeah, but what's not winning? I mean, c7? What is the problem of c7?
King d7, and then you want to get the king over to the king side to try and get the g6 pawn, but I think it's much easier to just put the king to b7 and then
That's true. That's true. So is exactly what white is doing, and collecting another pawn, and king b7 will be the next move, and this is just a GGO. White is winning this game, and Brunei, and no, sorry, Myanmar will be collecting another pawn, another point.
Yeah, Myanmar absolutely crushing it in this pool, winning every match so far.
Yeah,
we had a question if Myanmar is maybe also, okay, Myanmar qualified for Division 4, and in Division 4 this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Myanmar will try to move on to even one division further to Division 3. Do you think they have a good chance to make it there, Alessia?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know all the boards of all the teams' composition. It's clearly quite hard to keep track of team composition of over 163 countries, So I don't have a real reply because it would be just a guess. Here there are all the teams already seeded for Division 4, but honestly I have not a clear idea. So I will need to check all the team composition. Do you have some idea about that?
I have a little bit. Yeah, I don't know the team compositions either. We are going to, of course, check them for this weekend, but I do know that Myanmar has very good players on board one and board two, titled players, one international master, for example. And yeah, with the clear results in this pool where they won every match in yeah, very good fashion, very strong fashion, I believe that they have a pretty good shot to also move on to the next division. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. So we will see. We will see. There are just in every pool, just the first three teams will qualify. The only data that we have is the composition of Myanmar, and as Roland said, to have two title players representing the first two open boards is a good sign. So I guess they will for sure fight for it.
yeah.
So
And also the other boards are doing pretty well. They also have pretty high ratings as well. There are two women board on board three and board four scored very nice results, and also board five and six, obviously. With actually, they did not get a lot of zeros in this pool. Yeah, every player in the Myanmar lineup, uh, yeah, just scored grades.
yeah,
Very
so
well.
they are ready and they will probably get ready also for they were ready for this base division and they will get ready for Division 4.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and actually, I have something to add. They have actually three international masters available for their first two boards. So that means that they might actually come strong with two 2400 players in the next division.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this
So
is a good sign because you have always the chance to give some rest to some of your players. So that's definitely an advantage. And I guess we are at the very last move of this Pool A base division because it seems like two queens are going to give mate in one. So black has the last 20 seconds, so I guess we are really less than 30 seconds away to the last result. And no, we have the last result. White won the last game. It means Myanmar won also the last match 6-0, which is an incredible result. Um,
yep.
yeah, it's completely leading this pool A.
Yeah,
So
very strong performance once again for the Myanmar country. Country in Southeast Asia. The other name of Myanmar is Burma. So if you didn't know where Myanmar is, then now you know. Yeah, so strong performance by Myanmar, of course. Let's check also the final results of this round. It seems like a very one sided affair. Myanmar winning 6-0 against Oman, Laos winning 4-2 against Macau, Guam winning by six forfeited games against Somalia. Like I said, like we said very often, internet problems are the problems for Somalia not participating, unfortunately. We'll see if they will play their last match against Pakistan from round five. I don't think it matters anymore for the standings, but yeah, they might still play that match anyway. And okay, in this round, Pakistan won 6-0 against Bhutan. And the biggest match of this round, Brunei Darussalam versus Fiji, 5.5 sweep for Brunei Darussalam. Yeah,
I
final round,
guess,
of course.
yes, final round is here. And I guess we are ready for the scoreboard. So, guys, oh. And here we have the four teams that qualify is official. Even if Pakistan is still one round to play against Somalia, is official that Myanmar, Brunei Darussalam, Oman, and Pakistan qualify and advance to Division 4. So, a big congratulations to those teams that did it. that reach their goal for this base division, and congratulations, we will see you in the next division.
Exactly. So congrats for those countries. They did very, very well. It was interesting to see the Pakistan versus Oman, our little bet that we had who will qualify. And it turns out that we both, get to do 50 push-ups, unfortunately. Because we were both wrong. Fiji did not qualify, unfortunately. Yes. So once again, there's still one match on the table: Pakistan versus Somalia. But yeah, the four teams who will be in the next division are already known. So Myanmar, Brunei Darussalam, Oman, and Pakistan. We will see them on Friday again in the fourth division. Yeah,
Yes.
this was exciting. I was really rooting for Fiji at some point. Let's see if they can come back with their loss against Pakistan, which
Yeah, was
turns out that was
critical, was
a critical
extremely
match.
critical, that match.
Yeah, they lost with 3.5, 2.5 as well. So that was really a critical match. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. And yeah, it means that we are really at the end of this pool. Hey, we have four teams qualified, and yeah, we will see how they will score. I guess probably I don't know how they will uh yeah, how the team will be splitted, because mostly it's according to strength and time zone. So I'm curious to see if Myanmar, Brunei, Oman, and Pakistan will be again in the same pool, or if they will be split into different pools. Let's remind everyone what is the format um, of this online Olympiad, because next division will have 50 teams. 38 will be already seeded, and 12 will be qualifying from the base division. We know already 4 teams that are qualified from base division, and they will be split into 5 pools this time. So
yeah, so a lot more chess in the upcoming weekend, of course. Yeah, this means that we are actually done with this whole pool. Yeah, but we're not with the base division, everyone. We still have two pools to go, Pool B and Pool C. And Pool B we will actually be covering in about 2 hours from now. So don't go anywhere. Take a little nap. Yeah, grab some food or something. Make yourself comfortable in the chair, because in 2 hours we will be back with the Pool B coverage. Yeah.
yes,
All right.
exactly. Okay, let's show, just as you said, let's show the score of all the pools. Like this, we see that we are ready to, and I can announce already that Roland will be back in 2 hours with an amazing gadget that he got in one of those countries.
I have
So
dishes then. Oh, in the meantime.
So, in the meantime, I can also tell you what Roland will be doing in the next 2 hours. He will be cleaning dishes and be ready for the next coverage.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So everyone, thank you for watching this broadcast in this early morning for us, at least. I know for some people, of course, it's a different time zone. So
sure.
for us, this was a morning. And yeah, we'll see you then in the afternoon in 2 hours back with coverage of Pool B. Thank you for watching and hope to see you then.
Thank you for watching. See you soon.